right now, so I'm just trying to get my myself set up, but then we will properly get started. I haven't put out a video for like a week because life has been so super hectic, and I'm just kind of trying to ease myself into live streaming, so I thought, hey, why not? I might as well give it a go today. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got the depth on this right because it shows differently on my phone compared to the computer. So please do bear with me momentarily while I try and get myself set up, and then we'll get into doing some planning. Obviously, as you can see, this is not the February setup that I put out. This is actually in Vogel's journal. So, what, the Archer and Olive Starry Sprinkles, I think it's called. And we're going with a Pokemon theme, which, as you can see, I have already started. But yes, let me just tweak my setup here and then we will get into it. Apologies if I make any really loud noises because my my lighting is not quiet. So, there we go. And we'll push that down a little so we're a little bit more in frame. And try to deal with the fact there's a slight delay. Hello people who are in the live chat, and if you're catching this on the replay, of course, hello to you as well. It is a pleasure to have you here with us. Was very impromptu. I kind of just was like on the way home and I'm like, you know what, Jess, you really don't have enough time to edit a video today, so let's just do a live stream instead. Now, you can see some of my offcuts from my February title here. I was not game to try and write out the Pokemon font, so I did go with a printed version instead. And I've got a bunch of days of the week as well to use for Vogel's weekly spreads and also for the monthly calendar, because it's just easier that way. Same idea with the Pokemon. There was no way in hell I was going to be freehanding those, and you guys know that I am an avid believer in the ability to trace things. So I have a bunch of little Pokemon doodles here, which I guess, I don't know, doodles, pictures, which I may use at some point. If you are a fan of Pokemon, would love to know what your favorite Pokemon is. Otherwise, you can just chill with us for a bit while we get to setting up Vogel's journal. Yeah. Let's see. Get that sneaky foot out of there. There we go. Do we think we need to be a little bit closer in terms of, like, visually? Because you're still pretty far up, and I don't know if you're completely straight either. There we go. We might tweak that. Oh, sorry. Loud noises. Pushed you down a little bit. There we go. That doesn't look too bad in theory. Because again, it shows differently on my phone compared to what actually shows up on the computer, which is super not helpful. I don't know, feedback to YouTube. Maybe that's something that they could look into. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's see. So, if you are familiar with Pokemon in general, you may recognize this as like a first gen quote quote Pokedex. I was gonna do a little kind of Dutch door moment where you could like flip out and see the other side, but I spoke to Vogel and he decided he doesn't like Dutch doors, so we're not gonna go with that. He said he'd find it frustrating, so we're just gonna leave it as it is. I'm thinking I might put like a quote in here or something. Haven't decided on what quote though, so it's very much like a build the plane as we fly it kind of thing. 0 degrees Celsius. Oh my lord. That sounds gorgeous. It's really hot where I am and I don't deal well with heat, so I've got the like air cooler on right now. Oh, hi Vogel.
Keys, please.
Oh, they're in my bag. There we go. Not that pocket. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. At least this was an okay interruption of the live stream. Last time he interrupted the live stream, it was because he knifed himself. What an egg. He is doing much better though, if anybody was wondering. And if you didn't know, last week, week before, whatever day it was that I released my personal February setup, I was doing a live stream with my patrons, and Vogel came in and was like, hey, I'm just gonna have to interrupt you right now because I've managed to cut myself while sharpening our knives. So we had to go to the hospital, and it was a whole big hoo-ha, and yeah, he got stitches. They're out now. 10 stitches. He's yelling at me from the other side of the house. I don't know if you can hear him. But yes, he got 10 stitches. They are out now. I think all of them but one. He's doing better. Anywho. So, next point of call for our setup is that I need to color this in because if you've seen the original Pokedex, this should be blue. It's like a kind of like, looks like a camera lens almost when they use it in the show. I don't know, it's been a hot minute since I've watched any Pokemon. And these little circles that I've sketched out here are going to be Pokeballs, and we have to color in our 2 Pokemon here. So our Aerodactyl and our Charizard, which I think I'm going to use Tombos for, but I need to find some color matches, so yeah. First things first though, we will do the blue, which means I'm going to be using my circle stencil here, because I know from experience, I cannot freehand a circle. Let's see, where's my pencil? There we go. And before we get too far into it, I might just chuck on some background music, because I always feel like there needs to be sound, otherwise I just fill the sound myself, and then I get very parched. I'm glad that you caught some of it, Jessica. Thank you for being here. And sorry to everybody else who's like already said hello and I just kind of haven't said hi to them. So like Melanie and Marguerite and Bronwyn and Meg and Saphira's mama. Excellent. All these people. Donna, thank you for being here. I'm really bad at checking the chat while I am live streaming. Let's see. I hope to get better in time. That one. Alrighty, I'm gonna play it in the background and hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. Hopefully it won't be too loud. Let me know if the music does get too loud or if you like can't hear it at all, just so that then you know, we can still chat. There we go. Turn it up, turn it up. I think that might be an okay level. If you can't hear it, again, let me know. If it's too loud, also let me know. So, putting in our circle. Not that I remember how big the white one was, so, or how big I really want it to be, because it needs to have a white border on it, because I know the Pokedex has a white border on it, and then the inside needs to be blue. That looks pretty good. I think I'll use a Tombow for that. I was gonna use an acrylograph, but I really couldn't be bothered activating them. I'm the worst at acrylograph care. Like, I'm so lazy when it comes to actually washing the pens out. It's really not even that hard to do. I'm just very slack. There we go. My desk is an absolute bomb site. I have so many things everywhere. Like, I've got all of this washi tape that I got from the washi tape shop, just like piles of it, because my washi tape drawer is full and it has no more space, so I need to do like a washi de-stash at some point. And then I've got like all the pens that I used for February set up on the desk, and yeah, things are just a bit messy at the moment, but that is a later me's problem as well. Let's go in with this blue, I think. I need a replacement on this Tombow. Its nib is very dry. We might use the other end. There we go, that's better. It's always funny how, like, I use these supplies relatively frequently, and I know when they start running out, and I know that I should go and get, like, a replacement, but it takes me a very long time to actually do that. It's like, I don't know, some people call it, like, activation energy, the idea of, like, I need to have enough motivation to actually get over the energy required to start doing a task. And this isn't just like getting new supplies, it's like for a lot of different things. It's like when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm not really that comfortable, but the idea of actually having to move is like really off-putting. So I need to kind of get enough discomfort to overcome the energy that I'm going to need to expend to move myself. This really just highlights my slackness. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this. There we go. Gonna probably do the outside edge and then try and fill in the middle part with the other end. And I don't mind that it looks a little streaky because I think it gives the lens a little bit of character. That's not too bad. I mean, it is supposed to be like a three-dimensional object that has a slightly imperfect surface. There we go. See, when I was a kid, my brother and I both got a Pokemon game for our Game Boy Color. Because we both got a Game Boy Color for, I don't know, I think it must have been Christmas, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten them at the same time. And he got like an actual Pokemon game, so he got Pokemon Yellow, and I got Pokemon Puzzle,
like, which is like not so bad. I enjoyed Pokemon Puzzle, but looking back, I'm just like, wow, I didn't even get real Pokemon. Just got Pokemon Puzzle, which is effectively like reverse Tetris. It's the kind of game where you have to like switch pieces, kind of like Bejeweled. Yeah, you switch pieces and then like parts disappear and stuff. Yeah. Alrighty. So the blue is done. I think I need to check my reference image because I just want to make sure that I have all of the details right. Otherwise, you know, it doesn't really look like a Pokedex, and I can't have that. I can't have Vogel walking around with a journal with a Pokedex that doesn't even look like a Pokedex. Alrighty, so we have the red bits. Yep, we've got the thing there, the 2 buttons, this guy. It's technically a little circle in here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because that is just black. And I don't have to worry about the other side because he doesn't want to flip out, so that actually doesn't look too bad. I think what I might do though is I'm gonna get like a grey Tombow and just do some kind of like kind of shadowing, not like too much, but maybe along this part, because I don't know if you can see. You probably can't because I can barely see it. There is technically a slight grey shadow there, but the grey was too light. So grey Tombow, add some dimensions, I think. I do like the question, what is people's favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon for quite a while was Oddish, which is why we have an Oddish in our little Pokemon lineup here. Vogel is very dismayed anytime I tell him that my favorite Pokemon is Oddish. I think, what's my more recent favorite? That's a good question. I know the first one that comes to mind is Snorlax for like obvious reasons, but I don't think that's like my official favorite. Alrighty, we need a grey that's like, that one might not be dark enough. Let's see. This one might be too blue. Yeah, but then the next one up is quite a bit darker. Let's see. We'll try it with this one first, and if that works, then we'll leave it, and if it doesn't, then well, we'll might go to a darker one. I just want to like a grey strip. There, it doesn't look too bad. I know it'll soak into the paper a bit. Down the side here, just make it look a little bit more like, no, has some dimension to it. Yeah, you can see it's already soaked into the paper there, but that's not too bad. It doesn't need to be a lot. I think it like shows up a bit better in person, but we'll just do some around here too. Yes. I am kind of glad that I don't have to do the cutout as well for the Dutch door, because having to shape it to that, ugh. And then it's just more drawing because I'd have to draw the other side of the Dutch door and also the front of the Pokedex. So I kind of appreciate that I don't have to do it, even though I did like the idea of it, if that makes sense. So if you haven't seen Vogel's last journal setup video, effectively what he has for his is pretty basic. He just has the cover and quote page, so cover, quote. He then has a monthly log, which is a calendar style, and then he has his weekly logs. So I'm not too sure how much we'll get through today, because I'm not really too sure how long I'm going to be doing my live stream for. But like I mentioned at the start, if you were here, I'll just mention it again, apologies. But I have not got a lot of time right now, but I still want to put videos out. And I figured, hey, you don't really have the time to edit a video, so let's just do a live video. There we go, coloring in, being a little bit lazy because it doesn't super show up. It's just for like a tiny touch of a darker section. Doesn't need to be too big a deal, which is nice. There we go. Alrighty, that doesn't look too bad, I think. I could possibly add a highlight in here. I'm not sure. Do I have a white acrylograph nearby? I could try it. Let's see. Because I don't need it to be like really in your face. Really in your face. Oh, Squirtle's such a cute Pokemon. I love Squirtle. Look at it. We have a bunch of Pokemon toys that like Vogel has gotten in various circumstances. This needs a shake. That is so poor. Excuse me while I shake my pen. So Vogel has been collecting a whole bunch of different Pokemon toys. So we have a small selection of them now, mainly in his office, mainly on his shelf. Do you think we've shooken it enough? Shooken it? Shaken it? Probably not. Let's keep going. So he got me a Jirachi, because it sounds like Jessiachi, so it's like my Pokemon. And then we've got a Squirtle, which is named Puddles. We have a little Bulbasaur, which is named Salad. We have an Eevee, I think. Oh, I have an Eevee. I don't know what its name is, though. I don't have a name for the Eevee. I don't think I have a name for the Eevee. If you have any suggestions for Eevee's name, please do let me know. What else? We have a Tyranitar called Grimlock, I think. And a Teddiursa called Luna. And we have one more, which is in his office. There we go, that's more white. That looks better. What is the last one? Je ne sais pas. Maybe I'll go check in a bit. Alrighty, we're just gonna add a small highlight. I'm just gonna check my reference picture to make sure that I add it in the right place. Because again, couldn't possibly have it so that the Pokedex doesn't look like a real Pokedex. There we go. I don't need it to be a lot. Just want a little highlight. Little bit. There we go. Again, did not shake this anywhere near enough. But it's there. It looks cute. My tip is now slightly blue. That's the thing, like these are, what, water-based acrylic paints, which means that they kind of blend with a water-soluble marker like the Tombow. So if you want like a really opaque color, you either need to do a bunch of layers or you need to shake the ever-living bejesus out of your pens. And of course, a white versus something like a black, your black is going to be a lot more opaque on a color like blue. But that's not too bad. I think it looks pretty cute. Let's see. I'm probably going to move on to coloring these guys in, which means I really need to find some color matches. Which is going to be so challenging, because I feel like even with the 108 set of the Tombows, like, I don't have some colors. Like, I couldn't find a really good transition color for my purple to pink in the February setup that I did for myself, which was a little bit frustrating, but, you know, it happens. Let's see. These are the ones we're working with. Sometimes my Australian comes out. Alright. I need my Tombow chart, because I am not going to be able to, I'm not going to just go through all my Tombows and try and pick them from the caps. That would be a choice. Ouch. Alrighty, so jumping into my long-term collections journal, which is in this like Valentine's journal from last year. It belongs to me, Jess. And in the back here is where I like to keep my pen swatches. Just trying to make sure I don't lay it down in the acrylograph just in case it's not completely dry. So we need to find some color matches for these cheeky boys here. Because the thing is that they're a lot less vibrant than you think they're gonna be. Like, this orange is actually quite a pale orange compared to, like, if I was thinking Charizard, I'd just be like, bam, real orange. But no, it's not that orange. Okay, so we've got 912, which is more like a kind of light terracotta. I don't think that's quite the color I'm going for. We'll swatch it next to our picture and we'll see. We'll see if that's kind of okay. Like, it's not too bad. So I'll swatch it over here and see if it's like, it's a contender. It's a maybe. And what else do we have that's kind of in the spectrum? I think that orange is actually, I also know that I shouldn't be too anal about getting a correct color match because Vogel is going to be appreciative regardless. So I think I might try and go for like a lighter brighter, maybe the 933. Let's see if that works with our Charizard. Because that is a lot brighter. That's more like what I would think of like Charmander kind of a thing. I think that I like it better though. I think that that's going to make me feel better about having it colored in. Yeah, alrighty. We might do 933. And we need some of the light color here underneath there. And I think I might try and do like the kind of shadowing areas with like just a light gray over the top of the color because that might work best. So light yellow. I'm probably not going to go for quite as dirty a light yellow as we have there. Maybe a 20, Yeah, because that's a bit too orange, and those are a bit too fluoro. That's not quite right, but we'll grab it out. Where is my 20? Got all my pens in weird places. 20. Yeah, I don't dislike that. I think that will work well. And I think that, yeah, you'll just put the light grey over the top of it, and it shouldn't be too bad. So we'll have that one. We need some fire colors, and again, even maybe I just got like a desaturated image, possibly, because the fire doesn't even look that vibrant, does it? I don't know, it probably looks like slightly different for you guys. This yellow looks fairly vibrant, and that blue looks kind of vibrant, but the actual colors on Charizard himself, not so much. Let's see. Red, orange, red, red. I don't want to get into this because then I feel like if I go with this kind of a red, I need to go with a brighter body color. Yeah, body color, body color. You guys get the idea. Let's see. And of course all of my reds and oranges are out because I have been using them for my sunset pattern for my journal. So I've just got like this box here on the side with all of my pens so that I kept them in order, which of course now I've gone and stolen colors out of, but that's okay. Again, my desk is a complete mess. Red, 885, we think. We will try, we will try. It doesn't need to be perfect, but that is not the business. That is a little bit too pink, almost. Okay, this is more of a red that I like. Yeah, well, we might go with that. That's not gonna be too bad. And a yellow, I think we might go with 55, 055? 055. Woof. That is maybe a bit too bright, maybe 025. 025 is my own personal favorite color of yellow. There we go. See, that's the thing about the Tombos. The Tombos don't actually have a lot of, like, good muted colors, I feel. Like, you don't really have... I don't know, because they're like, that's a bit muted, but it's just, it's not the right tone. I don't know if the word is tone. I'm not very, up with the lingo of color theory. And we need a blue for the wing at least. And I'm thinking, see, there's technically 2 tones of blue here, and I'm not gonna push myself to do that. Maybe I'll put my reds and oranges in first, and then come back to my blue. All right, that sounds like a safe bet. Let's do that. I'm gonna put my reference picture up here so I can see it. And we'll put my journal to the side, and let's hope for the best. We'll start with the light color first. Let's see. And I made sure to put all of my penning in a waterproof pen because I knew that my Tombos would pick up the color otherwise, and I don't want that. I want all of my pens to stay where they're supposed to be and not have any like smudging, smearing kind of stuff, because nobody wants that. You know, I've said that, and now I've just recently realized, like right now, that this part here with the color, that actually isn't a water-soluble pen, but that's okay. It's kind of the reason I picked the colors that I did for them. There we go. Tail, cute. And we can, in theory, erase the pencil as we go. There we go. See, I was almost very happy just to keep it in black and white and have like elements of it in color, but Vogel will prefer color, so we will color it in. Maybe it gives me a chance to catch up on what you guys have been saying in the chat, because, as I said before, I'm really bad at keeping up with it. We are currently working on Vogel's journal, so this one is for Vaughn. Rachel's journal is with her. I have set up the first 2 months in that, and I've sketched out half of April, but I haven't set up March in that one. In theory, I will be releasing a video of Rachel's journal at some point this week, I'm hoping. It's just finding the time to edit it. And I mean, technically the editing of the footage actually doesn't take all that long. It's just like trimming out the parts where I was just like stuffing around and not really doing anything. It's the voiceover. Voiceover takes me forever, and that's because I just like, either don't know what to talk about, or I'll like record the same thing multiple times because I don't like the way that it sounds. Yeah, I know that's like a me problem, but it takes me a hot minute. Here we go. Okay, orange for the body. And we're gonna try and not go over it too many times because that will build the color up a lot, and I don't really want that. I kind of want it to still stay fairly light, but whoa, that is a bright orange, isn't it? Well, it's too late now. It's what we're doing. This is my life now. There we go. And this is another one of my pens that has a really frayed tip. There we go. Orange. Cute. I'm not going to do super lots of talking while I'm colouring in because I need to make sure I stay within the lines. There we go. I don't think our Charizard's looking too bad. He's doing okay. I'm interested to see what we can do with Aerodactyl though, because I don't know if I have anything remotely close to his colours. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Hi, Steph. I do not sell journals to other people because the type of journaling I do, I just don't think anybody would pay for it. Like, it takes me a long time to set up the journals that I set up. I know obviously there are some YouTubers that do sell custom journals, but I also think that their style kind of lends itself a bit better to being able to, almost. Like, yeah, mine just take a really long time, and I don't think that I'd either have to charge a lot for the time taken, which, I don't know, I think I don't even know how to word it really. Obviously I have a different opinion because I'm willing to do this stuff for myself, but the amount that I would have to charge for the amount of time it would take me, I personally wouldn't be willing to pay, and thus I wouldn't want to like kind of put that out into the world. I don't know. Big shrug. Big shrug is my thing that I've been saying a lot recently. I would be curious to like try and make maybe some printable like layouts and setup kind of thing that maybe people could purchase to print out and stick into their own journals. I think that's something I'd be interested in. Or I could try and develop a kind of more minimalistic style that does lend itself a bit better to like making and selling journals, but that is not on the cards for me right now. Yeah. Good morning from Sweden. That's exciting. First time watching your live stream. Aw, yay. Well, I'm glad to join you for the most important meal of the day. I love breakfast. Breakfast is the bomb. Like, breakfast food at any time of the day is a good time for Jess. Let's see. My least favorite meal of the day is probably lunch. I'm so terrible with lunch. Like, I think it's probably because I have a hard time distinguishing between like lunch and breakfast versus lunch and dinner kind of a thing. Like, other than sandwiches, which are very much in my mind a lunch food, never really found a good option for lunch, especially when I've got like a school day. That one I really struggle with. What else is orange? His wing part's here, and then this part's like way lighter. It's actually a very interesting picture now as I've come to look at it. Like, this part comes down here and it looks like it should continue, but then it doesn't, so obviously it goes behind his back, but oh well. Let's put in our l'orange here. The orange. Cannot speak French. I should not try. Put in orange. Only go outside the lines minimally. All is well. I was kind of musing with the idea on the way home from, you know, in the car and stuff, you know, considering doing this live stream and all of that. I'm like, oh, I should try doing one of those, like, month of planning with me series, but just do every video as a live video to try and like build up my I don't know, I've got a level of discomfort with live videos because I can't edit them, and I think that doing more lives would be better for me, but I make no promises regarding a month of planning with me series. Here we go. Hi Danielle. I like the idea of eating whatever you want whenever you want. I'm a big believer in, you know, doing things you like to do. I've managed to get white paint on my desk. Ugh. I'm also a big believer in, like, if you're eating a meal and you're not enjoying it, then just, like, don't finish it. There's no point in putting food in your body that's not, like, I don't know, enjoyable to eat. Obviously, you have to eat something. Eating is good for us. And, you know, sometimes we do have to eat things we don't want, like broccoli, but, like, if you're out and you're eating a meal and, you know, it's that idea of sunk cost, I think. Like, you've put the money in to pay for the food, so now you have to finish it. I'm like, you know what? You don't actually have to finish it. That probably is coming from a place of personal privilege, but I don't know. It's just something I think. I probably should have outlined this in less of an orange color and more of a yellow color, but I didn't do that, so that's where we're at. Let's see. There. Put my music back on. Because it only lasts so long. Can you guys actually hear my background music? I'm not too sure, because I'm not too sure how loud I actually have to have it for the phone speaker to pick it up. I feel for the Australian fan who is just melting, because, ugh, like, I'm melting here, and I know it's nowhere near as hot as it's probably over for you guys over there. Salad club. That sounds like fun. I think each person had one day and they made 4 salads. We rotate and had canteen on the 5th day. That's cool. I like that. I like the idea of sharing the load. We have Friday department lunch, so we always go out for lunch together on a Friday. That is a tradition in our department, which is a tradition that I can get behind, considering I pretty much have food out every day. Not this week though. This week I wouldn't say I've made my own meals, because I haven't, but I have bought them from home, in the sense that I packaged them at home. I think that kind of counts. Aww, poor Australia buddies. I think I'm going to have to use the other end of this one, because that is also another tip that I have completely munted. There you go. Fire. Yeah, I don't even know how I used to survive Australian summers when I lived in Australia, because I do not cope well with heat at all. I'm very much a kind of person who would rather be too cold than too hot, because I feel like when you're too cold, you can do things like rug up and have a hot drink and like that kind of stuff, snuggles, that, you know, the good things in life. But when you're too hot, it's like there's only so many layers you can take off before it's public indecency, and even then, sometimes you're naked and it's still too hot. You're like, great, there's nowhere to go here. Like, you can maybe have a cool shower, but it's not obviously an option at all times of the day, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah. Beautiful. I'm starting to warm to the idea of these brighter colors for our Charizard. I just think that his belly now looks a little bit too muted almost, but that is something I might look at solving later. I put a lot of things off to future Jess. She probably hates me. 36 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that in degrees Celsius? -3 is 26. So 36 would be like 5? I don't know, that's a guess. I don't actually know how to do the conversion, but that sounds like bloody fucking cold, honestly, but I would always prefer to be too cold than too hot. Personal opinion. I managed to set this up in a way that I have a cable to avoid, like right here, which is making coloring in difficult. Yeah, so 32 is slightly above 0 degrees, yeah. Brrr. Because we don't get temperatures that go quite so low here in Wellington. We get like, I don't know, sometimes we get into the single digits of degrees Celsius, that is. Mainly in like winter, so like July, August, that kind of thing. Yeah. Most of the time, I don't know, a comfortable day for me here in Wellington would be about maybe 18 degrees, but that's also because we have a lot of humidity. So 18 here, I think, feels warmer than it may feel in, you know, drier places, if that kind of makes sense. So once we color in our fire here, we're then going to need to go and find some color matches for our tongue, the eye, and the wings, and then possibly try and put those grey shadows in. I don't want to put the grey shadowing in and then like muck up my drawing, but at the same time I think it will look a lot less flat, effectively, if we put the shadowing in, so. Drink break. Tink. Cheers. Here we go. Okay. I might just go over that yellow patch on his underbelly because it just doesn't seem to stand out quite as much as I want it to. There we go. That's part of it. We don't have to worry too much about going over the lines with the orange because you really can't see this yellow tone over the orange. The orange is a lot more vibrant. There we go. Cute. Now, I do have a light warm grey that I've been using quite a bit, so I'm going to try and put that over the shadowed areas. So you can see here, like, we've got the back wing and then like parts that would be in shadow. I'm going to try and put this grey over that and hopefully it will go okay. And if it doesn't, then we just won't tell Vogel that I stuffed up. There we go. A little bit of grey there. And then I think it looks too bad so far. I mean, we've only just started, but I think it does give it a little bit more dimension, which is nice. We've got the back part here. Then we've got kind of like a line that cuts across there, which I didn't really trace in. Go. It's kind of right. Counts. And the back leg here. Over here. It's not too bad. I'm reading comments because I'm bad at reading comments and I need to keep up with it. Let's see. Filling in your watercolor palette as I'm watching this. Found your channel a few months ago and loving your creativity. Thank you. It's Sean, I assume. I hope I said that right, and I apologize if that is in no way, shape, or form correct. There we go. Putting around his eye and down, and then the back here. There we go. A little bit there. We've got this hand. I kind of like goes around there. Most of this part. There we go. Also, if you guys like live videos, like, you know, if you're enjoying kind of seeing a bit more like slowed down, real time kind of stuff, let me know. I obviously want to put out stuff that you guys are actually interested in, and if this is the kind of thing you're interested in, then I will endeavor to do more of it. Of course, it is a personal goal of mine to do more lives and get more comfortable with lives. It's just a question of, like, do I do it over here on YouTube, or do I do it on Instagram, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying the hangout kind of thing. I like that, you know, it's a bit more interactive, and obviously, like, I get to interact with you guys through me talking, you typing, but you also get to interact with each other, which I think is just, like, it's nice to be part of a community, effectively. We got a highlight down here. There we go. And a little bit across there. That doesn't look too bad. I think that, like, you know, it's just a little bit of dimension. I might go over it with some, like, pencils or something to kind of bring it out a bit more, but not right now. Just once I finish doing my coloring, maybe. Let's see. So we need a blue for the background of the wing, and it's that kind of multi-tonal thing. Let's see. All the way to the back. I really need to put some more pen swatches in here because I haven't swatched my Crayola Super Tips, and I also haven't swatched the new, or the newest, acrylographs, like the ones that came out in fall. And I've swatched my Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners, except for the black, because I don't own the black, because I've got enough black fine liners. Yeah, I need to get onto that. I also bought the Karen markers, and by bought I mean Vogel bought them for me. He got them for me for Christmas, and so I haven't swatched those either. I need to do some of that, but not right now. That is a later me problem. So finding a blue that actually works, because like my head instantly goes towards this one, but that's because it's like a more muted, almost denim-y blue, and I don't think it would work with us now having like a brighter orange for Charizard. I think it would look a little out of place. That one is gonna be too bright, I reckon. I don't think that one's gonna work, because that's like this kind of a color. And that's not quite right either. Frustration. Yeah. I'm gonna lay it down, at least on this paper, and we'll see if we can get behind it. If I can find it. Where the heck is my blue? Oh my god, my desk is atrocious. There's so much stuff everywhere. Let's see, you are 2.8. That's not, I'll swatch you 2. So, that one's no. No. But where's the other one? Oh, it's probably in the other box I've got. This one sits underneath my like desk stand. It's just got like a random ketchup in it. But this one has the pens that I'm using to fill in my what's it called? Like long-term trackers for this year. So like my fast food challenge and stuff like that. It also holds all of my offcuts of paper because I don't like to waste anything. I like to have them there for like fixing mistakes or making tip-ins or whatever I want. Good use of one of my Archer and Olive boxes. Alrighty, so this is 526. I think, I just really do like it better. I wonder, is it kind of... Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna use this one. And I don't think I'm gonna try a lot of the gradient kind of stuff they've got here, just because I don't think that I'm gonna be able to achieve that with a marker. I could always use a pencil. Oh, why am I so indecisive? Okay. Nope, we're using a marker. We're not gonna venture into the realm of other supplies. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're committing. Commitment. Here we don't know if anybody's noticed, but I have started using some new music in my videos, because I was finding that, like, for the last couple of years I've had just the same 4 songs, and then once the song's finished I just like repeat it from the start. But when I made that video of my time-lapse of Rachel setup, I needed more music, because there was no way in hell people were gonna listen to the same 20 minutes of music for 3 hours on repeat. So I've been, you know, just putting some new ones in my videos. Anytime my video gets longer than, I think, 12 minutes, you'd hear it. So I don't think I've had a lot of videos that have been longer than 12 minutes recently, but you might have heard them. There's a possibility, a non-zero chance. There we go. Yeah, I think this blue is the best choice we had. The best possible one that we had. Is my coloring technique the best possible choice? Absolutely not. But it is what we're going with. There we go. I think that one thing that's maybe a little, I don't know. I don't think sad is the right word, but it's certainly something about the live video, is that you get to see how slow I actually work. I mean, this one's a little bit different because I came in fairly unprepared, like not really knowing what materials I was going to use and stuff like that. And I do try and be a little bit more prepared when I set these things up, like, you know, during a regular plan with me. But just a peek behind the curtain kind of styles. There we go. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty cute. I'm pretty pleased with how this is turning out. I've been wanting to do a Pokemon theme for myself for a while. I don't think I'd do, like, the same Pokemon that Vogel's done, but I do want to do one. I think it would be a lot of fun. I'm not sure if I want to keep it to, like, a certain, either, like, type of Pokemon, so, like, dark type, fairy type kind of thing, or if I want to keep it to, like, Pokemon that fit within a certain color palette. Drink back, yay. There we go. Alrighty. We need an eye. What color is that? It's like a light blue-gray, maybe? It's really hard to tell because I outlined everything with a red pen so that I could actually see where I hadn't put my lines. Hadn't put my lines. Alrighty. We need a little tongue. We need a kind of like dark, almost like a maroony color for his mouth. And then Charizard will be pretty much done. I'm actually pretty chuffed. I think he looks pretty cool. Like, I don't know if the orange is quite as, like, what's the word? Bright, kind of? I was gonna say fluorescent. It's not a fluorescent, but it's quite a bit more brighter in person, I think, than it is on camera. But his user... Oh, okay, I'm gonna go look up another picture of Charizard because I'm not really too sure what color eyes he usually has. And of course, I put my keyboard on the floor because I don't have enough room on my desk. I really want to get this office set up properly. Charizard. So that I can actually, like, have all of my things in reasonable places. I think that... Oh, okay, so this picture has him with a grey eye. That one's a little hard to see. That one has him with a blue eye. That one is a little hard to see. I think a dark grey is probably the safest bet. I think blue would stand out maybe possibly a little too much, and dark grey is gonna be like not too bad. Let's see. I think in the new Pokemon, his eyes would certainly be red. Is anybody actually playing the new Pokemon? Okay, Vogel calls it Arceus. So I call it Arceus, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be pronounced Arceus. I think. But those Pokemon have red eyes, right? The Pokemon in that game. I don't play Pokemon. I don't play anything because I ain't got time to play anything. But if I do play things, it's usually like Assassin's Creed. There we go. Oh, I think that looks pretty good. I'm pretty chuffed with that. I think that was a good choice. There we go. Grey eye is done. What's next? We need the mouth. The mouth. Again, I have stuff everywhere, so I've got like this guy and this guy just sitting on top of my pens, so I constantly have to move things. I'm just gonna throw that on the floor. It can be later me's problem. There we go. So we need a like dark, maybe I could just like go over a couple times with the pen in like burgundy color, or I don't know, is it a brown or is it like, it's super hard to tell. Like, I think it's more of a maroonish color, so I feel like maybe that, and then I could like, if that doesn't work, I'll go over with a light brown, and then hopefully it'll like mix together. And then the tongue, again, is like a really subdued pink, but like I could try maybe 817, but I think maybe that's even like too pink. Again with the red outlining, what a terrible choice, Jessica. Alrighty, we'll try the maroon first, and we'll just like go over it a couple times, and yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see, where's a dark brown? We'll try it with dark brown instead. That would be a little too dark, wouldn't it? Let's do one stripe of that, and one stripe of that. And I think that looks better. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with one go over with both of those. And then the pink tongue. I think I might do like a similar thing, like a grey and light pink combo, and see if that works, if we can find a light pink that works. Let's see. That's 817, that's gonna be too bright. Ugh, can't reach my pens. That's 772, so maybe like that, and then the grey that we were using before, possibly, like just to soften it a little. I think that'll work. Alrighty, we'll go with that. See I want cheeky colouring in on the back so I could transfer the image. So sneaky. There we go. So I think I'm gonna do the pink first and then put the grey over the top of it. Oh, the pink actually doesn't look too bad by itself, does it? I think that I might just leave that for now. And if I feel like it needs the grey, I'll put the grey over the top. I'm just gonna try and tidy as I go and put some of these back, because otherwise I won't have a great time later. If I can remember where I pulled them out of. Let's see. So you came from there, you came from here, and you came from the desk, but we'll put you back where you belong. There you go. Fabulous. Alright. Pink mouth. Brown red mouth. Burgundy first. And then if we need, we can put the brown over the top. Because yeah, this is a little bit too red. It does need the other one, I reckon. I think the thing is that also, like, in my journal, I don't do a lot of things like this, like, you know, characters that need a color match, or drawings that are like very multi-tonal, like multiple hues. Thank you, Lulu. It's very kind of you to say. I am very good at tracing. Yeah, completely traced. So you take your image, you scribble all over the back of it with your pencil, and then I put it into the journal, I stick it down so it doesn't move, and then trace around all of the lines. So when I lift it up, I get the image. Yeah, as I was saying, don't really do a lot of this in my journal. I don't hate it, but I think it needs to be softened just a little bit. I'm thinking maybe even this brown might be too much. Maybe if I do, we'll try with the grey. No, the grey doesn't seem to do anything because this is a very bright colour. I need to wash off my, I was going to say my paintbrush. It's distinctly not a paintbrush. Okay, we're going to do it with the brown, and we'll just suffer the consequences. There you go. I think that is way too dark now as I've like literally started it, but it is what it is, so we are going with it. Destroyed in seconds. Nah, it's fine. The Vogel won't even mind. I do have to remind myself that, like, it doesn't need to be perfect, but considering it's the start of February, it'd be nice if it was done. What is it? Perfection is the enemy of good? Yeah? There we go. I think I might have liked it a little bit more before, but hey. Browns can go back, burgundy can go back, and then I guess we're on to Aerodactyl. And looking at Aerodactyl's face and all of his colours. If I can put my pens back where they belong. Not that I remember where they go, which is why I created this handy reference. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, this tracker is set up in the same way that my pen storage is set up, so I know exactly where these pens are in my storage box. Which I think is a smart idea. I like to think I have good ideas sometimes. There we go. Cute. Purples, grays, purple gray. You know, I said I was going to have a hard time with this. I don't think it's actually going to be as bad. I can use, I think it's maybe this kind of darker purple that might be the more like of an issue one, because that is too bright and that is too gray. I think. I personally feel it is. I could probably do the tongue with like the 850 and a combination of like that and maybe the N89. That one doesn't look too bad. You know what I'm always really, really impressed with, just as a side note? Have you watched those videos where they like mix paint colors together? And they mix like all of these random little bits together and you're like, oh my god, what the heck is going on? And then when they mix it, it's like the perfect shade. Like, especially when they're trying to color match something. I'm like, how does your brain work like that? Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Even when people are mixing like watercolors, because I know that SJ, Sarah Jane of SJ Florals, she has a video where she talks about how to get a Payne's Grey color out of the Ultra Olive watercolors, which I just thought was so cool. Like, how does your brain work like that? It's just impressive. Alright, back to what I was doing. 850. Yeah, so that's like a nice light pinky color, and then we can add it. I don't know if this gray might be a little too much, actually. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna overtake it a little too much. I don't know. It's fairly similar, but then I'm like, that's a gray by itself. Curiouser and curiouser. It's a possibility. Maybe it just needs like some more layers of pink. Yeah, maybe. I don't want to like go lay down a whole bunch of color on my page. It might be something that needs a little more thought. Let's see. Start you again because we got to the end of our music again. Oh my lord. We've been here for a little while, haven't we? It's almost been an hour, actually. I think I should probably wrap this up soon because I need to make dinner. Let's see. What can we do before we skedaddle, though? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to colour in the entire of Aerodactyl before we leave. But I could at least find a colour match for his eye, which is green. So I think I'm just going to use the 173 rather. 173 for that, probably. Doesn't look too bad. And then maybe put a grey over the top of it. We need to make sure we have the little highlight in his eye. Looking pretty cute. Look, instantly beautiful. Alrighty. I guess it's taken over my life. See, yeah, Vogel's really sad because he hasn't really gotten to play Arceus, yep. He hasn't gotten a lot of playtime in it because, like, with his finger, he just can't hold the Switch properly. So that hasn't been super fun for him, which is a bit unfortunate. But he'll get to play some soon, I'm sure. Let's erase some lines here because I've managed to transfer some of my pencil, which is a little bit sad. I'm actually even wondering if we put the Pokeballs in at all, because I think it's kind of cute without, but then I feel like it will just fill the space nicely. What do we think? Should we put the Pokeballs in? That is the current question. I'm just going to erase some of these lines while I think about it. Let's see. But it's not coming along too bad, I think. I think this is actually looking pretty decent. Vogel will be most impressed, or at least he bloody well wants to be, because this took time. Because after this, we then have to do the monthly log here, and then we're into his weeklies, which I've obviously like sketched out the first one, and each of them are gonna look like this. So if we like flip back to his starter journal, he doesn't even write his name in his journal. Maybe we'll do that at some point. So you may recall that his theme for January was the Matrix. So we have like the January cover page and stuff, and then we had his monthly log, which he did not even use. I like told him that I was super unimpressed and how dare he not use the pages I've set up for him. Alrighty, so we're gonna put the Pokeballs in. So I'm gonna use my circle stencil, go in and chuck the shapes in, and then maybe divvy them up, and we might leave it there. So let's see, because yeah, I think that because this guy's just going to be grey, and then there's just going to be a lot of empty spaces, I feel. So I think the Pokeballs will do well. So we're going to use our, 0.3 or small size artist pen. Put those in. Try and find sizes that are roughly similar to what I've put in here, but it doesn't matter if they don't match perfectly, because at the end of the day, they're just kind of chucked wherever I felt like they could work. There we go. And I know that technically Pokeballs aren't a perfect circle shape either, like, they do have a groove in them, but I'm not gonna get that anal with it. Like, I'm anal about plenty of things. I don't think I need to get anal about this too. That needs to be bigger. This is actually, okay, if you haven't heard me say this before, this is one of my favorite supplies that I have for my journal. I think that my circle stencil is bloody brilliant. It just comes in handy so often. Like, I used it a lot when I did my Dreamcatcher theme, or my space theme to do planets, or like, as you can see here with the Pokeballs. Just a lot of good things that you can do with circles. I like it a lot. I actually had a doodle challenge at some point where it was like circular theme, so all of the doodle prompts were circles. I really need to write my doodle prompts for February. Tisk me. That one needs to be a bit bigger. Not that big, calm down. Oof. And I think I'm just gonna stick to like classic Pokeballs. So just the red and white, not like Master Ball, Premier Ball, whatever. Heavy Ball, I think that's a thing, I assume. And I'm also gonna go look up a Pokeball reference just in case, because I don't want to draw them all looking cattywampus. Let's see. Let me grab my keyboard. Pokeball. Beautiful. Alrighty, so it has actually quite a thick black band around it, and then it's got top half red, bottom half white. And it does have a smaller section, like a smaller circle in the middle, just for like the, what's the thing? Like the click it thing? Can you tell it's been a while since I watched Pokemon? I'm going to sketch that in before I commit to pen. I was thinking like, oh yeah, you could just pen it in. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sensible choices, because I know that otherwise I will put it in and it'll look weird. There we go. Yeah, penciling in is very much a like a safe place for me. We're going to do that, because I also don't want them all to be like central either. I think it would look a little nicer if like they're on an angle a little bit. There we go. Another band. And just check the like the size of the circle compared to the band, because like that was something that I did for the Pokedex here, was like very much try and make it so that the sizing of each of the elements were correct in relation to one another. Otherwise it just ends up looking a little bit odd. There we go. That looks cute. Very good. And we might do this one like here. We can do that one like smack bang in the middle. That's fine. There we go. And we'll do that one like that way. They do need to like kind of be central, but I mean technically you could have them from any angle and it would still in theory work. I'm gonna put this one this way. Maybe that one can like face up. There we go. So as a side question, just while we're filling out our Pokeball bits here, would you guys be interested in seeing a like month of planning with me series where all of the videos were lives? Like, I don't necessarily know if that means that, like, my Thursday, Sunday videos would be lives, but would that be of interest to you? I would be curious. Because I was kind of considering possibly even making, like, even if it was, like, for February, just because I am really swamped at the moment, and I still want to put out, like, not necessarily, like, the same amount of content for you guys, but as much as I possibly can. I was kind of considering possibly making every Thursday video a live video, so instead of having my Thursday video and my Sunday video both be pre-prepared, then I could have my Sunday one be pre-prepared. That word sucks. Have my Sunday one be pre-prepared, and then have my Thursday one be like a live video. I was, you know, again, just musing with stuff, thinking about how I can make this work for me, because I like getting outside of my comfort zone. I have to keep telling myself that. It's good to get outside of your comfort zone. Something that I want to do more of. There we go. Here we go. So it seems like you guys would be interested in that. I mean, because I think I'm mainly thinking of the idea of like a month of planning with me because it's the 1st of February here. So I'm like, well, hey, you've done day 1. That was not a promise. There are no promises about me being back here tomorrow, especially because I've got Boudreaux Wednesday. But, you know, just something I was thinking. Unfiltered Jashii is the best Jashii. That is an opinion. I think I'm not too bad unfiltered most of the time. I don't know. I get very self-conscious about, like, making sure that I'm wording things in the way that I want, because I don't want to be, like, misinterpreted, effectively. Especially when you're talking about things that, like, they don't even necessarily have to be controversial, but, like, you could have people take things the wrong way. Because I don't want people to get me wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. I made my circle cattywampus, but that's alright. Turn my journal so that then this line looks at least the way I wanted it to. At least semi the way I wanted it to. Yeah, it's kind of cute. So all of this is going to be black, because then we have the top half red, this part black, and the bottom half white. And Jess going in again, doing her colouring in with the most impractical pen choices. You guys can learn to speak Jashii, yeah. I like paying attention to things that I say a lot, actually, and I really want to make a log of it somewhere in my journal. But do you guys ever get it where, like, there are certain phrases or certain things that you say, like, a lot for a kind of a period of time, and then it kind of phases out of your everyday vocabulary? So, like, my current one, oh, I literally mentioned it before and I can't even remember what it is, because they don't come to mind when I'm trying to think of them, which is why I want to keep a log of them, because I think they'd be fun. Big shrug. That's the one. I keep saying big shrug recently. I've said it like 6 times today. So that's one of them. And then recently via text and stuff, I've been saying RIP like a lot. Not because there's actual, I don't know, things and or people that need to rest in peace, but it's more like minor inconvenience, rip, kind of a thing. And it's usually then followed by a picture of a tombstone and a picture of a dead flower. I don't know, I'd be curious. Do you guys have any kind of, I don't know, words or phrases that you're saying a lot of at the moment? That is always something of interest to me. Like, another one that I say quite a lot is, like, anytime somebody says something that I disagree with, or, like, not every time, you know, circumstance permitting, I'll say, like, lie, slander, salamander. So, I don't know, I can't even think of an example where I would say it. Like, if Vogel calls me a menace because I'm being cheeky, I'll be like, oh, lies, slander, salamander. No, I'm not. There we go. Cute little Pokeball. Can't actually draw the circle around it, can't I? Because I'm just it's colored in black anyways, because before I was trying to draw like the top half and the bottom half of the circle, and it was making them look a little bit odd. Ding, ding. What is it? Fart in a skillet. Yes, huh? Oh, I love it. It's also quite funny talking about like regional speak, like things that people in certain places say. So like here in New Zealand, it's very common to say things like yeah nah, which means no, and then like nah yeah, which means yes. So it's like whatever you end on is the one that you mean. That kind of stuff. And like I got into the habit of saying cattywampus because my mum and I took a class once that had an American tutor taking it, and she would say cattywampus, and I just thought it was great, so now I say cattywampus. Or like Cindy of Llama's Love Lettering, she'd say situation a lot, so then there was a period of time where I was saying situation a lot. It's very much like Katie Harris was wearing cargo jeans and flip-flops, so I went and bought cargo jeans and flip-flops. There we go. Circling. You know, I always was like, oh yeah, I can totally freehand this tiny circle. Don't lie to yourself, Jess. You should have used your circle stencil. Nah, it's fine. We're all good. It's only little, and it'll get coloured in, and it'll look cute. That sounds like a personal problem. I like that. Rachel and I started getting into the habit of saying like, that sounds like a you problem. And I think that was a common one that was going around for a bit. Kind of. That looks a little bit weird, but that's okay. Yeah, because cattywampus kind of means like skew whiff, right? Like not quite in order, I think. Yeah? Or like, that's at least how I interpret it. Color in this guy here. I'm going to turn the journal around this way because it is easier to work with something to rest your hand on. And it's the kind of thing that I can probably, in theory, do from this direction. Big theory. I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that it turns out looking okay. Worst case, Ontario. That's awesome. I like that a lot. But here in New Zealand, in Te Reo, if you say ka pai, it means like good. So I went through a phase of saying carpe diem, like carpe diem, but it's like good daisies or something. I don't actually know which part of carpe diem is the seizing and the daying. Carpe diem. I don't know. In my mind, the diem is the day, but is it Latin? I don't speak Latin. Thank you, Tammy. I think it's looking pretty good. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Alrighty, let's go chuck some red in, and then I think we might... I was gonna say cold time of death, but that's not what I mean. I think this is looking really good. Ah! Drop my pen! Where is it gone, my pen? I need you. You need to color in the Pokeball. There we go. Coloring in the Pokeballs. I think this red will do just fine. Because what, this is... Oh no, this is 885. Get out. Who decided on that? Choices. 845. Yeah, the ones that's all kind of faded. This is my favorite red that I like to use. There we go. I mean, it is like, you know, just red on red, so it won't be too bad. I'm going to erase my lines first though, because I don't want to have to try and erase them afterwards and have the possibility of like smudging red somewhere that it should not be. There we go. That's looking pretty cute. Maybe on Thursday we can do like Vogel's journal continued, part 2 of Vogel's journal setup. I feel so bad because I was supposed to do this last week. Like, it's already February here, and I was hoping to have it done a lot sooner than this, but it's just not the way that life went. I personally blame Vogel for his, like, munting of his hand. It just, like, kind of set me off. You know, like, you know when you're trucking along pretty good and then there's, like, one small thing that just, like, derails it? Yeah. Time of birth. Yeah, that's what I should have said, not time of death. Bye, Steph. Thank you for joining us for the amount of time that you could, and I hope you get a very good night's sleep. My grandma got me saying, bless your, her, his heart. No. It's like, oh, honey, you tried. There we go. The lights are on, there's nobody home. See, this is the one where I really should be using the other end to do the closest part, because I don't know if you can see it. I went outside the line. It's completely ruined. Oh my god, no. Okay. Like, let's see if I can actually get it so you guys can see it. Can you see that tiny little mark that I went outside the line? Probably not. There we go. There it is. Tiny line. Yeah. Disappointing. It is fine. We soldier on. 3 hours to February. Not too bad. It's not too late then. Because I didn't catch it at the start where you guys were probably sharing what time it was where you are, because obviously, like, for me, this is a pretty okay time to an okay time to film. It's like, what, 6:20? I was supposed to be cooking dinner at 6. I did tell Vogel I was going to be, so I will be getting off soon. But yeah, finding a good time to live stream is tricky, because obviously, like, you know, we're from everywhere. And I would like it so that as many people can attend as possible. Instantly goes outside the line. It's okay, this is what we have white gel pens for. But I also don't want to have to wake up at like 3 a.m. if that's the time that actually is like the best for other people. And I of course can't do it during the workday. Well, at this stage I can't do it during the workday because I have a job. Not that I'm trying to say I don't want a job, and knock on wood, you're gonna jinx yourself. Let's see. Beautiful. Yeah, so we've got a 9:30, 9:20. I assume that's, yeah, good PM already, yeah, at night. So that's not too bad. I mean, it's not like ideal, but it could be a lot worse, I reckon. Like, it could be 4 a.m. Ugh, 4 a.m. What an awful time to be awake. Because I think, what, our Australian friends, we're thinking like, what, 4 p.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m. kind of thing. 5:20. I hope that's 5:20 in the afternoon. I sincerely hope that's 5:20 in the afternoon, because otherwise way too early. 12:21 a.m. Is that like midnight? Go to sleep. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, why are you up at 5:20 in the morning? I couldn't even deal. like, thank you for being here. It's a total pleasure, but oof, that is not Jess's happy time. We're not looking too bad though, eh? I think this is looking pretty cute. I think it's coming along pretty well. I could probably pick out a grey for our pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. Oof, that was bad. Don't tell Vogel I said that. Aerodactyl. I don't. I think that's more work than I'm gonna be able to get into right now, because yeah, I'm pretty sure Vogel's downstairs cutting mushrooms and I realistically should go help him, because we all know what happened last time he was using a knife. Wah, wah. So let's see if we can put this guy back in frame in a way that we can see our handiwork that we've done today. Again, my camera doesn't really show it very well. Let's see, is that in frame? Does that look like it's kind of where it's supposed to be? It's not easy to tell. Anywho, a chair rolled away from me. Almost fell on the ground. Gonna end up hurting myself. So here's where we got to. We did some work on our Pokedex. We put in some shadowing there. We've added our color to our Charizard. We've added in our Pokeballs. It's looking pretty swish. Things to be done still. Our calendar and our weeklies. But that is later me's problem. I am gonna sign us off here. Thank you so much for joining me in our impromptu live stream. If you would like more of these kind of live streams, make sure that you give me a like so I know that you liked it. Make sure that you chuck a comment down below or whatever, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna go make dinner. as always, team, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Now I just need to figure out how to turn my live stream off, which is going to take me a hot minute, I swear. Alrighty, I think I found the goodbye button. Goodbye, everybody.